Hello everyone, this is Dipali here from first year MMS. Today we are going to talk about the topic 7 C's of communication, like how it is important to use these principles in our professional as well as personal life. So let's start. These are the contents which I have included in my presentation, which we are going to talk about it in brief. The introduction, 7 C's of communication, the list of the communication, where it is used, why it is important, its advantages and disadvantages, and the conclusion. So let's start about introduction. The 7 C's of communication would help you to attain your goal. These are the checklists that helps you to improve the professional communication skills. Now, the 7 C's of communication are the list of principles of communication that you should ensure to apply in your day-to-day life or in any kind of situation, whether it is personal or professional. So these types of principle of communication are used in any kind of industry, in your job role, in any situation, or in your leadership skills. Now, the purpose of this communication is that whatever messages you are delivering, it should be on point and the content should be efficient. Okay, so the list of the communications are this: correctness, courtesy, clarity, concreteness, consideration or coherent, conciseness, and completeness. So let's talk about each in brief. First is clarity. Clarity is the soul of a message. It means the accurate transfer of ideas from the sender side to the receiver. Suppose if you want to deliver any message to the recipient. So what you have to do, you need to be very clear about the purpose of the message which you are sending to the recipient. Okay, so by doing this, the recipient should be uh, aware of why they are receiving the message and what you are trying to achieve from delivering the message, especially in multitasking. For example, if suppose if you are having a high priority task and you delegate this task to your team, so however for some reason you do not tell them that how urgent it is, so they might complete this task according to their availability. So you must specify that at what time and at what day that task must be completed. For a simple example, if we give, then you can use this sentence as, Tony, you need to complete this task by tomorrow, end of the day, and make sure you do not make any mistake. So in this, you do not use any jargons, like you do not use any difficult words, right? So by delivering messages in simple form, you can specify, you can say clearly about when and at what time the task should be completed. Let's move correctness. So language experts say that writing is art but difficult, and there is no shortcut to being a good writer. Now, it is important that the information that you provide is factual. The language, the grammar you use is correct. But suppose if you deliver a message to audience, so what happens if suppose in delivering your message you make an error, and in that case if the audience identifies that you have made error in this thing, so sometimes what happens that the audience might lose interest or might lose belief in, and they might not believe what you're speaking. So this must not happen. Chances are that they might not even give you they might not even listen to you. Okay. And in office, what happens when a boss has given you a task like of sending mails to the customer, and if there is any grammatical or spelling mistake, then that boss might not give you next chance to complete that thing or to complete that work. So we must be aware, or we must take care of what and where the error is found, and we should not repeat that thing again and again. Next is completeness. Now, this is the most important part of 7 Cs. While creating any message, you should give all the information which is asked or which is needed. Everything detailed information you must have. Whatever the customer is asking, they might have any questions related to that uh, inquiry or related to any suppose machine or product, so you must have a detailed and complete information about that product, so that if they ask further any questions in future, so you must be ready, you must have all the information regarding that questions or queries to the customer. Next is concreteness. Now, concreteness is like, suppose when creating a communication, you should ensure that your messages are specific and logic, and messages used are fitting together, building each other, and supporting each other. Now, argument should be based on solid facts and opinions from credible sources. And always share data which is impossible to deny to support your arguments. Sometimes it would also be important to create example to show relevancy of what you are speaking. Moving on to further conciseness. Now, in this, we will see like while communicating messages, it is important to stick to your point. Whatever you're delivering messages, stick to your point, like what you have shared, and that whatever you're sharing it is correct and on point. And also ensure that your messages are short and simple. While using 5 words, do not use 10 words. Okay, so avoid repetition in your messages. For example, you can eliminate words like I see, definitely, literally, basically, I mean. So eliminate unnecessary sentences. Next is courtesy. Courtesy is the most important quality of the messenger. Now, the word courtesy itself says like you can have in mind like respect or kindness, humbleness. So helping people. So you can increase by using this type of communication. You can increase the effectiveness of your communication by showing audience that you are polite, you respect them. Okay, and messages should be friendly, respectful, professional, considerate, open, and honest. Also, you need to bring empathy and to understand mind of audience by before creating any message. Okay, so being courteous, being respectful, being kind, being humble, you can draw attention and you can improve the effectiveness of your communication. Next is consideration, or we can say coherent. So to ensure your communication is coherent, take care of couple of things. First is logic flow of communication, consistent style of communication, consistency in tone and language of communication. So consistency in communication is the key. Whatever you do, your style, your attitude, the correctness, the clearness, the completeness, everything should be order. Without, if you're giving incorrect information, or if your uh, attitude is not right while speaking, then it can create a negative impression in front of the customers. So you have to take care of these 7 C's of communication while speaking or delivering any messages. Let's see the advantages. Now let's see the like where can this communication be used. Now it can be used like when you're talking to your neighbor, or when you're delivering messages to the audience, or presenting a ppt. So you must have the correct information. It can be used in your neighbor side, or delivering a message to the audience. Now why 7 C's are important? It is important as they can help to improve interactions in the workplace, and they are known for improving interactions like work calls, meetings, presentations, written correspondence, and even the way you talk with colleagues. Now, advantages advantages of communication, we will see that they optimize your reputation, and the communication becomes easy, informative, and persuasive. Interaction between senders and receivers improves. Communication becomes result driven. Trust is built, it prevents and resolves problems, and relationships are better. The main disadvantage is that if you're talking to multiple people, and all the people are asking question or talking to you at the same time, so you at the same time you cannot answer each people, right? You have to answer one by one. So because of that, what happens if suppose so many people are asking, and if you are choosing some people like randomly, so the other people might get hurt. So this is the disadvantage of communication. Now, Conclusion. So what do we conclude in this? That seven C's of communication are most important and necessary part of our professional life and day-to-day life for success. Communication happens every day, but when these communications are employed, communication is more effective and credible. So as such, making sure your communication is engaging and efficient by using the seven C's is crucial. So make sure these points are there when delivering your messages. So thank you. I hope you like this presentation. Thank you so much.